hitters who has the most expectations, I would say, heading into this season is Riley Greene, who didn't have the greatest season last year, obviously dealt with injury, was getting his feet wet in Major League Baseball. And this season, I think we have some realistic expectations. I know you wanted to touch on, Yooper. So in terms of Riley Greene this season, what do you think his year could look like for the Detroit Tigers?
I was just trying to think. I was trying to dream a little for a change. Because sometimes I try to, I spend a lot of time thinking about what the floor is or what the most likely outcome is. But I was trying to just, what we have to do for me to say, wow, he really kind of blossomed. And I don't mean he's going to be an MVP. I want to keep it realistic or anything, But what would be a year where I said, wow, that's really significant progress and we're going to see something really good in years 3, 4, 5. To me, this year, if he can stay healthy, because obviously he likes to dive out there and run into things, so hopefully he stays healthy. If he can push 20 homers, and let's say post around at 800 OPS, say with a 350 on base, 450 slug, that's really a big step in the right direction. I don't know if he can get to those numbers. That seems to me, we're asking a lot from a young guy. But if that happens, then I think we really got something to behold here in the coming seasons. So I'm just looking at that 800 OPS number, pushing 20 homers. If he keeps getting better on defense, then he's starting to become the guy we're hoping he ultimately becomes.
I think that 800 OPS is where I'm hoping he's at. I think his floor is the 682, 99 OPS plus he had last year. I posted it today, 53% ground ball rate. If he can just drop that, if he drops it like 5%, he's already doing better. If he can get that into like a league average range, the sky's the limit with how hard he hits the ball. We've seen it the past like 3 or 4 days, 2 home runs. He absolutely smoked the ball yesterday. It got caught at the warning track. But the fact that he's barreling balls up and driving them and he isn't pounding things into the dirt, I'm really excited for a full season of Riley Greene.
Do you think Riley Greene can lead the Tigers in WAR this season?
I think I would no. I think Baez will lead the team in WAR. But I think it's because Parker Meadows comes up, takes a center field job, and Greene is pushed to corner. So that takes away some WAR from him. But I think offensive WAR, Greene and Baez may be around the same, but I think Baez will end up winning just for the premium position.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I don't have to expand on that too much. I think Cameron's right on the money. It would be pretty exciting to see Parker Meadows legitimately claim a chance at a job. If he gets off to a good start in the this spring, which he has, if he looks good early on at Toledo, if he's playing center field by early summer in Detroit, that's something to get excited about because that means he'd have earned it. I said it a couple weeks ago and I said it a couple months ago. We always talk about who needs to have the next Parker Meadows season from last year. And my answer to that is Parker Meadows. He needs to keep on that track. We don't want to see any kind of regression. If he has another season, even level of last year, that's showing that was legit baseball he was playing and that he might be ready for the big leagues. And that would be really, really exciting.
Green point. One stat I was reading was last year against lefties, he was actually better against lefties, 747 OPS, OPS plus of 111. I think that's going to play a big indication this year if he can hit against lefties because we know the Tigers have a lot of options, platoon-wise. They could play Verling out there. They could play Eric Haas out there. So I think if he's able to continue to hit against lefties, I'm expecting a big season. I wouldn't go all-star. We know in baseball every team has to have an all-star, which I hate it. I hate that so much, but I don't know if he could, I don't want to get in a rant about that, but I think if he hits against lefties, and like Cameron said, getting the ground ball rate down, which I think this spring we've seen some good signs. He's had some really hard hit balls, I believe a couple home runs already this spring. And I think there's a lot to be desired there. And I think he's going to have, I wouldn't say a breakout season, but I definitely think we're going to look back a year from now and look at this guy as probably the main piece to this team and to this core. And we can dream, Yooper, but I don't think it's a dream. I think it's pretty realistic, if I'm being honest.